Hi, I'm Chris Cardona and welcome to Icon of the Seas. I invite you to come along as we explore a walking tour of this incredible ship coming up on Talking Cruise. Hello, we are going to start our walking tour on board Icon of the Seas here on deck 3 forward. And I'm going to take you into our first venue, which is the music hall. Now, the music hall first was introduced on the Quantum class ships and on subsequent ships after that in other classes as well. So this is a great venue for live music. It also becomes a disco in the nighttime. You can see all the cool lighting and even disco ball up there. And it is a two-story venue, so you do have an upper mezzanine area, more of the bar and loungy spot, and then down here you do have a very large dance floor area. And you'll see throughout the ship the decor finishes that Royal Caribbean has chosen for this ship are exemplary. I really haven't found any space that I don't think looks incredible. I'll take this time to also point out a new feature on board this ship is these smart elevator systems. So basically there's these control panels throughout the lobby area of the elevators. You would select the deck you're going to, let's say in this case deck 14. And then it'll do some quick thinking and tell you that J is the best elevator to use. So you move over to your car, this one is the J. And then once this elevator arrives and you get in the car, there is no button for floors. So you'll see when you walk in, it merely has just an open and close button. And there are two main elevator stacks on this ship, and you'll see here that it is configured in a circle. All right, so from deck 3 forward, we're gonna walk up the stairs to deck number 4. Now here on deck 4 forward, we do have the main level of the Royal Theatre. And did catch my first show in here yesterday, which was the full performance of Wizard of Oz.
She's wearing a polka dot dress and oh, her face is careworn.
Oh, that's NL.
Yes, her name is Millie.
Everybody in this dorm cellar!
Can't leave her around here, Henry.
Get inside, seek it out, go look for her! There's nothing else we can do here except pray for us all.
Danielle! There is a forgotten. Oh, Toto, look! It's Miss Gold. He's after you even up here. The house began to pitch. The kitchen took a switch. It landed on the wicket to the middle of the ditch. Which was not a happy situation for a wicked witch. Ooh, that's how we love the day away in the burial land of Oz. That's how we love the day away in the burial land, burial land, burial land of Oz.
And then also forward here on deck number 4, there was another entrance to the music hall, which will take you to the upper area. So as I was mentioning, it's a little more loungy up here. If you're just coming to people watch, this would be a great spot, as you have a view down to the stage as well as the dance floor area. And of course you have another bar up here as well. Now I'm filming this walking tour. We are in the port of Honduras today, and most of the venues will be closed as far as shops and whatnot, but I'll take you through as many that are open. Here we have a cut through of the casino. Lots of table games and slot machines. And of course, you have to have a bar in the middle as well. It's a huge casino. All right, we're gonna work our way up to deck number 5 in the forward section of the ship. And pretty much wherever you go, you see tons and tons of different art installations, and I highly recommend to just walk around and enjoy that. So deck 5 forward, you do have the upper entrance to the Royal Theatre.
Here they come once again! You follow them on TikTok, like their Insta posts, and followed every sip, wham and bam of their creative powers, banishing all evil in a nanosecond. Your favorite heroes, the Effectors!
I'll be your hero, symbol. Don't be calling at you, 'cause we'll always win. I'm not sleeping now. The dark is too hard to beat, and I'm not giving out. The strength I need to push me.
I like to shake a leg, I like to nod my head, I like to make a snow angel while lying in my bed. But don't give me no smooth talk.
So another feature that is similar to Oasis class ships is deck 5 does have a exterior jogging track that wraps around the entirety of deck 5. And there's a few egress points on starboard and port side to take you out to the jogging track. This is actually one of my favorite jogging tracks on any ship from any cruise line. I just like the way that you can uninterruptedly run throughout the ship, walk if you want, and catch some views along the way. And this will actually take you over to the entrance to the fitness center as well. And we'll find another spot as we move our way aft, and I'll show you some more of the areas. We'll head back in now. We're still forward on deck number 5. Now something very familiar to those who have cruised on most of the newer ships over the past couple of decades from Royal Caribbean. We do have the Royal Promenade. And as I mentioned, we are in port, so the shops will be closed. But to give you an idea, here we have the Effie Jewelry shop. And a favorite is the casual pizza here at Sorrento's Pizzeria. We're getting ready to serve the rush that'll be happening shortly. And this is all complimentary here at Sorrento's. Now, obviously this is the largest cruise ship in the world, and from the outside you might not be able to tell the significance of that between this and the Oasis class, but in here, for one, you definitely see the scope of the size difference here in the Promenade. Over here we do have the Royal Caribbean logo shop. Lots of great things. This is the inaugural year, so they have stuff with the inaugural 2024 merchandise, as well as a lot of Messi. He is the godfather of this vessel after all. And ship models like that guy right there that I've already purchased. One standout feature here in the Royal Promenade is the Pearl. I remember when the ship was under construction, there was a lot of speculation as to what this is. And it really is a pass-through between the lower and the upper level of the promenade. But as you can see, all these tiles inside here, they actually move along with the music that is played inside here. And the acoustics, once you get up inside it, are incredible. But it really is very eye-catching and definitely a photo op place for you on board. All right, I'm going to take you around the backside of the Pearl. And there's lots of these little seating areas tucked in and around the main thoroughfares on the ship. So always come and explore, and you'll find a little quieter spot. Here we do have the photo gallery shop area. It's again closed right now. This is where they have shore excursions as well. And people are queuing up for their shore excursions right now in Honduras. So you'll see people kind of waiting around here. That's what they're waiting for. And now I'll take you through over here, which is guest services. So lots of assistance here whenever needed. They've been very helpful, very friendly. And they really try to mitigate people even getting in line by taking care of any issues almost while you're standing in line. So great job with that. Over here we have the duty-free liquor and cigarette shop. Lots of ways to spend your money on board this ship in addition to shore excursions and specialty dining. Lots and lots of spaces to spend your vacation dollars. So here we are at the aft section of the Royal Promenade. This is the entrance to the main dining room, the most upper level of the main dining room. I'm going to swing back now and take you back through the lower level of the promenade, and we'll look at the other side of some of the venues. So over here we do have Next Cruise. So if you're not familiar, if you book a future cruise on board your current cruise, you actually get some incentives towards that. It might be onboard credits and so forth, reduced deposits. You also have the Crown and Anchor Society desk here if you have any questions about your membership in that program. Then over here we do have the Point and Feather Pub. Can't be a Royal Caribbean ship without a nice pub. There's a nice site. They look like they're fully stocked on board here with all the beverages people might need. And they do have great live entertainment here, as well as the very friendly bartenders.
Whatever happened?
So we'll continue our way through here, weaving in and around the people. So over here we have the port shopping desk. If you have any questions about your stops on your itinerary. And I think this is a really cool thing. They actually have escalators that take you down to the Casino Royale area. It's pretty cool. And this bar over to the side, this is the 1400 bar, and this signifies the shipyard build number for Icon of the Seas. Also a very popular spot. Anything really in the promenade is going to be a mecca for people to congregate in the evenings especially. And again, if you're familiar with other ships that have a Royal Promenade, one thing they really did on board this ship was bring the outside into the space, so you really get to feel like you're on a ship. Most of the other promenades are enclosed. You have very little view to the outside, and they even built this nice little deck area here, which is off the jogging track, where you can enjoy some time and just chill out here as well. See, this is basically a pass-through of the jogging track on both sides, so you can continue. It's a full lap around the entire deck number 5. Okay, we're going to head back in and continue our tour of the lower level of the promenade. And over here to the right, we do have a fully licensed Starbucks. that'll have all of your favorites that you can get ashore. So I highly recommend to come here if you're looking for your caffeine fix. Some more shops. And then here is a very popular spot. This is Spotlight Karaoke. It was really jamming last night. Actually, the line was right outside the door. But if you have aspirations of being a star, come here and put on your best for people. Even if you're not that great, go for it. Why not? Here's the bar area. And the stage. Quite a bit larger than ones I've seen on other ships, so that's fantastic. Now, if you don't think you're quite ready for prime time, they do have these private rooms that you can book up at a cost. I've done this before on, I believe it was Oasis of the Seas, and it's a lot of fun with your private group, and you can really just belt it out and go crazy. And that takes us back to the forward section of deck number 5 through the Royal Promenade. And again, the little touches, like have a look at this guy here. And I like how they had an homage to Richard Fain, Jason Liberty, Michael Bailey, and Hari Kalavara. Well-known names within the Royal Caribbean brands. All right, we're going to get up to deck number 6. Upper level of the Royal Promenade. So here, deck 6, just forward of the upper level of the Royal Promenade, we do have the Crown Lounge. It's no longer called the Diamond Lounge because actually Diamond, Crown, and Anchor members are no longer able to access this area. It's Diamond Plus and Pinnacle. And I'll just take you in here for a quick visit. What's nice is there is their own bar in here, as well as a good amount of seating. If you just want to come in here and relax, it is open 24 hours for your services. The only thing missing in here would have been a view to the outside, but I guess you can't have everything. One of the greatest perks of this area is the self-service coffee machine. You can make all sorts of espressos, lattes, hot chocolate, and so forth. And then there'll be some different nibbles throughout the day. They've just switched over from breakfast. You know, they have some cookies, some fresh fruit. There'll be sandwiches and other small bites in the evenings. And then you do also have a concierge that has set hours throughout the cruise, so definitely come here and ask them any questions. So off the main forward elevator area of the Promenade, I'm going to take you through to the fitness center here on deck number 6 forward. It's a bit of a walk to actually get into the entrance of it, and as I said before, you can also access this area from the jogging track on deck number 5. This is interesting. They have some cycles just right outside the main fitness center as well. Now there are classes available to book as well on board if you want to have somebody sort of walk you along the way, cheer you on. So definitely check into that. And then here we have the stairs that'll take us down to the fitness center itself. See here, that is the jogging track area. And then I'll take you through the door and get into here, the main fitness center. It's quite large. I like the high ceilings in here as well. So as you'd expect, all the latest and greatest fitness equipment. They do have lockers as well, but you can see it's a huge space. Lots of people in here already, and definitely come and check it out if you want to get your workout on board the ship. So we'll head back up to deck number 6 and we'll continue through the upper level of the Royal Promenade. So we'll now head into the Royal Promenade upper level. And over here we do have the attic, which is the comedy club on board. And look who's making an appearance here. He's not on the boardwalk, you know, on this ship. He's here at the entrance to the comedy club. And there are lots of shows. Some of them are adult oriented, so check your schedule before you bring the kids along. And here's another sort of facade that they've built. I mean, they really did a great job with all the theming and so forth. And these will change as well. Here's a brick facade. And it's nice, they added a lot of seating up here. So when there are events going on down below, you have a great vantage from up here. This is typically where I film things like parades and so forth on board.
Pirates are reprobates! Quick, everybody!
I was here for the balloon drop on night 1, and even up here it was packed. Okay, now we're over here at the middle part of the Royal Promenade, and this is the Pearl Cafe. This is really a replacement for what you would remember as the Promenade Cafe on board other ships in the fleet. Same sort of idea. The Pearl Cafe has tons of grab and go, sandwiches, desserts, salads, and so forth. Everything here is complimentary, but you do pay for any specialty coffees you might order. And again, there's some more of that incredible artwork. I will be doing a walking tour, highlighting all the art on board the ship. Now, we're not quite ready to go up to deck number 7 yet, but I wanted to show you that from the Pearl area here in deck 6, there are a set of stairs that you can take up to Central Park. One thing the ship does not have is the rising tide bar that takes you from the promenade up to the Central Park area. So they do have these pass-throughs instead. And in fact, you can get from Surfside to the promenade to Central Park very easily without having to go in and out of the main elevators or stairs, which is, I think, a really nice design choice as far as easy access to these very popular venues. What's nice too is you could tell this was no afterthought. They really made the walkways nice and wide, so you don't get too many bottlenecks up here. And then over here we do have Boleros, which is the Latin club. Also a favorite of many guests on board. Enjoyed some great music here last night as well. One difference I've noted from other ships with Boleros is the finishes in here are just a little more refined, contemporary. I love the color choices and the design elements that they've chosen here. It looks really, really nice. And you've got your bar here at Boleros. There's some more art installation. There's dominoes over here. Okay, I'm not going to take you into Surfside just yet. We're going to wrap around and I'll show you the other side of deck number 6, upper level of the promenade. And over here we have the schooner bar. This has pretty much been a staple on board Royal Caribbean ships since the early days. And it's got some nice nautical touches. Very much a favorite of myself. And they also have some great live music in here as well.
Under the sea, let there be wind and occasional rain. Chili con carne, sparkling champagne.
Another nice feature is, though, even these are separate venues, they do not really have any doors, so they open up into the promenade space as well. There's lots of seating up along the edge here where you can look down. So you can just sort of flow through each space, grab a drink, go to the next place, grab another drink, grab a snack, and repeat. Now we're coming up to one of my favorites, which is Giovanni's Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar. I did come here for lunch on the first day, and I'll be coming here for dinner this evening. Now there is an upcharge for this, but it is included on the Ultimate Dining Package, which typically I highly recommend the Ultimate Dining Package to really get your sort of best choices of all the different dining options on board the ship. However, on this particular ship, first of all, the price was quite high, running around $500 for the Unlimited Dining Package, and it also has less venues than some of the other ships that are in the fleet. So they did, on the other hand, add a lot of more complimentary spots, but if you're looking for that, you know, specialty dining experience, there's less choices on board this ship. And one of the favorites here at Giovanni's is the pizza, and I can attest that it is fantastic. From up here, you can really appreciate the size and scope of that pearl here in the middle of the promenade. Okay, let's continue forward here on deck number 6, past Giovanni's. This is the bandstand and performance area of the promenade when they have special events going on. And then another new venue for Royal Caribbean is the Dueling Pianos Piano Bar. And also, again, very happening in the evenings. So as the name implies, there will be 2 pianos in here, and they will put on a great performance for you.
You guys sing it. And darling, darling,
And continuing the decor, as I said, very chic. Everything has a unique sort of design element to it. And here we have the bar, which is a good size and accessible from both sides. So if you just want to pass through on the promenade, you can grab a drink from there if you don't want to come in. And then here's yet some more art. There's another view down to the lower promenade from up here. So we're now aft on deck number 6, passing from the promenade, heading towards Surfside. Surfside's actually one deck up, but there are a set of stairs. Like I said, very easy access from one area to the next. So before we head over there to Surfside, we're going to tuck in over here. And we do have the Park West Art Gallery, as well as another shop. Lots of spots, like I said, for shopping. And this will take us in through Playmakers, Sports Bar, and Arcade. I had a nice casual lunch here yesterday. Again, it is part of the unlimited dining package, ultimate dining package. Much quieter than it was for Sunday yesterday. And of course, it is a sports bar, lots of screens to catch all your favorite games. And they do have a few games in here, not a whole lot, like the full arcade, but you've got billiards, you've got foosball. On Sundays, there can't be enough seating in here, but they do their best to accommodate everyone. And if you have a small group of dedicated fans, you can have one of these boxes. Here's the owner's box with its own dedicated screens. Now, another unique feature here is we have Absolute Zero, which is the ice rink on board. And again, the entrance is through Playmaker Sports Bar. Let's have a look down here. So one thing you can see is that the ice rink is actually circle, which is a little bit different than other ships that have the ice rink. But it does give really good vantage from any seat in this area. So you'll get fantastic views of the ice show. Right now they're offering the free skating, which is free for all guests, including the use of all the equipment that you'll need, skates, helmets, pads, so forth. Between Absolute Zero and the Playmakers, there is Social 020, which is the teen club on board. Okay, so we're going to try to work our way from deck 6 aft up to Surfside from the stairs that they have here. Before we head up to Surfside, let's have a look at the Adventure Ocean Kids Club onboard Icon of the Seas. So let's head on out to Surfside and let's check it out. So as I said, there are stairs with easy access from the promenade area up to Surfside. It is drizzling a little bit. We've had actually quite a bit of rain ever since we boarded in Miami a couple of days ago. So this is kind of a different stylized version of the boardwalk that people might be familiar with on Oasis class ships. Similar concept. It is open to above and to the back of the ship. So there are a series of different room categories that you can get here, from balconies, rooms with windows, and some suites as well. And let's go check out the arcade. Not a huge arcade, but they do have some racing games, a few games that will issue tickets. And there are some prize machines as well as claw machines. I have been trying to wait out the rain, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop completely. So we're going to push ahead with our tour here on Icon of the Seas. And again, you've got to expect rain. There's a possibility anytime you cruise, and you know, you make the best and you work around it. So over here we have Sugar Beach. This is a candy shop on board. They sell bulk candies, candy bars, pretty much lots of things to sweeten your day. And make sure you come out here to the carousel, ride a flamingo, a little boat, an ice cream cone. Over here they have a little climbing area for the younger kids. That's nice. And then this is the outside area of Pier 7. And here we have Pier 7. This is a new concept for Royal Caribbean. It's kind of like beach bites and so forth. It is not included, so it is a specialty venue, but you can use your ultimate dining package for this. Another big change that you notice here in Surfside versus the boardwalk is there is no aqua theater. So instead of that, they've moved the splashaway bay that's typically up on the pool deck. They've moved it down here. And then they've added another sort of smaller one that they call Baby Bay as well. So this is intended to be a family-friendly area. There's the little Baby Bay. They've got some seating over to the side, which is nice. There's a little bit of a drizzly view of Roatan, Honduras today. And safety first, they do have life vests for the youngest children. And then lots of cubby space to put your stuff while you're enjoying the time in the water. And then there's also like an infinity edge pool off the back as well. Over here we have the lemon post that has some very sugary sounding concoctions. Well, looks like the rain's slowing down a bit, so that's great. If you're interested, they do also have the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines down here, up in the Windjammer. There's a few spots around the ship where you'll find it. There you have some complimentary juices and water, condiment station. And then over here we have Surfside Bites. This is a complimentary venue, so you've got popcorn chicken, hot dog, cheeseburger, and so forth, churros, cookie, and fruit skewers. That's nice. There is a satellite location of Sprinkles here in Surfside as well to get your ice cream fix. Towel station. Instead of Johnny Rockets, they have a Surfside eatery, which is open for breakfast and for lunch. They just opened up the lunch right about now. So I'll show you what they offer here. So some different salads, fresh fruit. Similar offerings than what you would see up in the buffet. Very, very kid friendly. And some desserts, fresh fruits, some cakes, and some more ice cream. And then here you have your self-serve beverage station. This is much busier on sea days. We're port day, so expect it not to be too busy. Plus the rain hasn't helped, I'm sure, but lots of seating in here. Also really nice that they have a hand washing station out here, like a complete full hand washing station. If you're looking for a more direct way down to Surfside, there is this dry slide available as well, and take you right down into the fun. Okay, we're going to take the stairs with a direct pass through up to Central Park on deck number 8 aft. And there is another shop up here for the little ones, some beachwear. So now we're on deck 8 aft, and we'll head through to Central Park. Again, it's really nice design that you can cut through like this. So here we are out to Central Park. I am seeing more sun peeking through. That is encouraging. So I'll take you through both sides. So on this side here we have the shops, a little more high-end shopping. Why not? It is Central Park after all. And the boulevards seem wider, and I think there might be even less foliage than on some of the other ships that have the Central Park. And if you're a fan of champagne, don't miss this little venue over here. It's pretty neat looking though. And this is the outside seating for the Park Cafe. This is a favorite for light breakfast or lunch. Now, one of the included venues here in Central Park for dining is the Park Cafe. Again, if you're familiar with Oasis class ships, you'll know what to expect here. Good salads, sandwiches, a great Cumberwick sandwich. We've got the very popular Coca-Cola freestyle machines. And again, inside and outside seating. There is, again, hand washing stations outside. Really nice touch. Now, on Oasis class ships, this area here would probably be where the Rising Tide bar comes up from the Royal Promenade. There isn't one on the ship, but I will show you. There is a way to get from the Royal Promenade up here to Central Park. But right now we're going to continue to go forward through Central Park on deck 8. Now we're coming up to the living wall area, which is a really nice part of the, sort of envelops you in the greenery. It's also a place to get a little bit of a break from the rain. Here's some more of those beautiful art installations. And then we're coming up to the Trellis Bar, which is a great spot for drinks before or after dinner at some of the specialty dining that we're going to have a look at here in a moment. And speaking of specialty dining, we have Chops Grill, and I had a beautiful dinner here last night. Highly recommended. This is really the staple steakhouse on board Royal Caribbean, and it's been on many ships for at least a couple of decades. And again, this is also included on the Ultimate Dining Package. And there is some outside seating here for Chops Grill. Now, unfortunately, they did not add a 150 Central Park here on Icon of the Seas. That is also one of my favorites. But they have moved Izumi, Hibachi, and Sushi into the same sort of space. And let's have a look at this. I'll be coming here for dinner and a lunch at some point during the voyage. So here we have the hibachi area, which I really like the style they've done in here. It's a little bit different than some of the other ships. And it is communal dining, so get ready to make some friends while you're dining. And this is the sushi area. And in addition to the sit-down venues, they do also have this walk-up window over here where you can get quick sushi, grab-and-go bento boxes as well. And there is an upcharge for this, but it is also offered on the Ultimate Dining Package if you have that. Now, I was mentioning before, the lack of rising tide bar doesn't mean you don't have easy access from the promenade, because you do have a set of stairs that take you straight down to the upper level of the promenade, and then from there you can go down to deck 5 as well. Okay, let's continue heading aft, and I see more and more of that sun peeking through. It's going to be a good day. There's some more of that outside seating from the Park Cafe. And then here's a little nook with some rocking chairs that will give you a nice look down into the promenade area. And straight through, because of those beautiful glass windows, to Roatan, Honduras. I have had a room in the Central Park on board, I believe it was Wonder of the Seas. That had more of the traditional balcony. These have the infinite balconies. I'm not a huge fan of these. Celebrity had introduced these on the Edge class ships. I just like the idea of being able to close the door, have a separate outside space. For me, that kind of works more. I'm more of a traditionalist, I guess, when it comes to cruising. And then here we have a new venue as well, which is Lou's Jazz and Blues. I caught some of the performance last night. It was just phenomenal. Just really great performers all over the ship. So I'm now going to take you back in through the forward section here on deck number 8 and have a look at some of those sculptures up there of divers, like they're diving down into Central Park. It's really cool. And then here in the forward section of deck 8, there is a new venue, which is the Empire Supper Club. I'll just take you in here quickly. This is very nice.
Okay, sir, I'm coming, sir. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, no problem.
So in here you'll be treated to a curated meal as well as live entertainment. And that is the Empire Supper Club here on Icon of the Seas. And here we are on deck 14 forward and the Vitality at Sea Spa. Over here to the right, we do have the Vitality Cafe. It has like power shakes and things that they can make for you. Here we have the entrance to the spa. And I'll take you on a little walkthrough of the thermal suite. Let's go.
So here will be the thermal suite area. We have the thermal So we have 3 steam rooms. We have 2 steam rooms. So the first steam room is like a normal steam room with the smoke inside. But this one is more fantastic because why? We combine with the steam room and the warm stone bed in the one steam room. So whenever you sit, lying down, it's heat in the back and also whole body smoke. So it's very like high-temperature for your body. And this is the warm stone bed. So this one is designed for your human body. posture. So if just lying down, it will be very tight your back, and you don't feel uncomfortable. You
It'll
feel
help
relaxed,
that.
you feel comfort, and it's
Relaxing sounds good.
Yes. In the end of the row, we have a dry sauna. This is the dry sauna. Yeah. So you can enjoy the dry sauna inside. It's very, very good treatment for
Welcome to deck 15 forward and home of the Aquadome. So over here at the Aquadome is the Aqua Theater on board Icon of the Seas. They're doing some testing right now for the Aqua Show, which is called Aqua Action. And I did catch this on the first night. It is incredible. And here's some highlights from the Aqua Theater show, Aqua Action on board Icon of the Seas. So normally on some of Royal Caribbean ships, this would be considered the solarium area. There really isn't a true solarium, but they've done a great job of making this more of a multi-use venue. So over here we do have Hooked Seafood, specialty restaurant. So here we are inside Hooked Seafood. It's a lot brighter during the day. I came here for dinner the other night. It was pretty dark, but nice, very nice. And what's great is if you time it properly, you can eat here on the outside seating and actually enjoy the show right over here. So that's kind of like a benefit. I'm sure those slots get taken up pretty early. So think about that when you're booking your times and times for the shows. And then as we're moving all the way forward, this is the overlook. So this is, like I said, traditionally this would be more of the solarium space. But what they've done here instead, they've got this really great glass panels and then these pods. Great for communal gatherings. There's a high one up there. And then they got them scattered throughout the space. And I'll take you down through this space in here. Really great commanding forward-facing views. So coming in and out of port, this will be your spot that you want to go to. So there's the overlook bar. And then, like I said, have a look at the views now that it's clearing up out there. You can actually see the island. Really nice seating areas and nice playful design elements, kind of like these LCD screens that look like a seascape. To quote the good words of John Hammond from Jurassic Park, Royal Caribbean really spared no expense on Icon of the Seas. And then here on the other side, we do have the Rye and Bean Bar. You can make specialty coffees and beverages. Here's some of the pricing. I caught the Aqua Show on the first night of the cruise. My suggestion is to get here early because every single seat that you see here will be full within 10-15 minutes of showtime. From inside the Aquadome, you can see these windows. This is the coastal kitchen that has a beautiful view out to the Aqua Theater. So if there is a show going on during dinner, you can actually catch it while you're enjoying your meal. Another new concept here is the Aquadome Market. So as I was saying earlier, they've really upped the ante as far as options of included dining on board this ship. A little bit less in the specialty dining, but I guess they try to make up for it with the casual included dining. So over here we have like the salad station and sandwiches, Mediterranean fare. Those look really nice. And then here's a whole area devoted to various mac and cheeses. Classic, bacon, chili, broccoli, and pepperoni pizza. And then rounding it off here is ginger, which is the Asian station. More of a sweet tooth, come over here to the creperie, and they can make any custom crepes for you. Nice fresh options. And then over here we have another self-service beverage station. Okay, now we're going to head aft on deck number 15, and we're going to head through Chill Island. Again, if you're going to notice, a lot of the names that they use on board the ship are very much like those on Coco Cay. And I really believe this ship is really an extension of Coco Cay, from the water experiences, the water park, and so forth. Just tons of shaded seating. This is my preference personally, so I'm glad to see it here on board. And here's a smart idea, is they put the table tennis ping pong in this sort of room that you can control the wind flowing across the ship and keep the ball on the table. Once you're up on the top decks, you really see just how many layers they've built into the decks themselves. So they're not just full long deck stretching aft forward. Here's just one venue of lime and coconut on board Icon of the Seas. There are several. And I've mentioned it earlier, but walkways are pretty wide, so you have a lot of space to maneuver in and around the chairs, which is a great thing they've done here. So over here we have the Cove Pool, which has an infinity edge, and this is open to all families. All right, we're going to continue to head aft on deck 15. You can see here they have these sort of playful swing setups and lounging space. And then here we are at another casual included eatery. This is El Loco Fresh, very popular on several other Royal Caribbean ships. Got another hand washing station. Good job, guys. Here's your salsa station to top off your food the way you want it. And they do have fresh made chips, tortillas here. So the offerings essentially are quesadillas, burritos, and bean salad, and fruit salad, some nachos, and here's your taco offerings: pulled pork, chicken and beef, beans, rice, and queso. And then over here to the side we have Cantina Fresca, which is the bar inside El Loco Fresh. I'll go ahead and wrap you around the other side. Over here we have the largest pool on the ship, which is the Royal Bay Pool, really designed for families. They've got these cool mats along the edge here for people to lay out. Some more hot tubs. And again, it does seem like they have a whole lot more shaded space on board this ship. And I really like that in designs. I hope they continue that. But if you're a full sun worshiper, not to worry, there's plenty of that as well. And here we have another lime and coconut. You'll see quite a few of these around the ship. And then they've got these high top chairs and tables. And these are a nice spot for friends to gather. As well as over here, tucked in over to the side. And then that brings us back around to the forward section and the Aquadome Market. So all the seating over here, you could take your food outside and enjoy it if you'd like. And there's lots of these sculptures of people like just enjoying their vacation. There's this guy taking a photo. Good vantage up there. I want to see how to get up there. Here's a section in the middle. You make me melt. What do you think is upcoming? Here is Sprinkles. Here they've got 3 machines ready to serve you. And here's a view from up here down to Central Park. It's closed right now, but if you're in a hurry, they do have a slide with direct access between decks. From here you get a better view of just how big the Royal Bay pool is. And here at the Windjammer Marketplace, you're greeted by lots and lots of hand washing stations. You got the Washy Washy ambassador over here.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. Thank you.
So I'm going to take you around. We are in lunch mode now. So here we have the bakery, lots of fresh baked goods, charcuterie, olives, hams, meats, cheeses, hot dogs and burgers, more mac and cheese, chicken bites and fries. Here we have a variety of fish and salads, and more salads and fresh fruit. I really like the design of this Windjammer. It's actually very similar to the one they introduced on Wonder of the Seas, which wraps around in a horseshoe pattern. Over here we have the carvery, and today we have a roast pork loin. Beautiful carvings as well. And I'll skip ahead, but here's some of the desserts offered. Here's a self-serve beverage station, and something unique again that they've added are these touchless dispensers. So basically you wave your hand and it'll dispense whatever thing you're trying to get, which great, no touch. Some teas. And then there's lots of seating. Right now we're in port, so it's still quite empty here, which is a nice little break. You can see up against the windows here, this Windjammer horseshoes around a view of Surfside down below. So if you want seating up against the windows, they have that. Lots of booths as well. Here's more Coca-Cola Freestyle machines. You've got your full service bar right here in the middle of the Windjammer. And then over here towards the back section, there is a gluten-free area. Let's check out what they offer today. Some lamb stew, rice, ratatouille, and fresh pasta station. Isn't that nice? So you can see over here how it wraps through to the other side. Uh-oh, somebody dropped their popsicles. Ooh, I'm getting a really nice smell of garlic and ginger right now. And then over here on the other side of the horseshoe, it's really a duplicate of what we saw on the other side. Although I am seeing a special Asian section here, which is where we had pasta on the other side. But there's even another bar to help thirsty travelers. And more freestyle Coke machines. And then from here, most of the stations are the same. Here's a really nice view down to Surfside. Okay, here we are back outside on deck 15. And now we're going to head up to where the big water action is, and Thrill Island on deck 16. So as I said earlier, similar to the name of the water park on Coco Cay, this is Thrill Island. And definitely the largest water park on a cruise ship, with some very intense and very exciting aqua adventures. Here's a clever way they've created storage space for people to put their belongings while having fun. And you can see it's just a crisscross of slides all over the place in here. Here's some of the rules, height restrictions. This green one over here is Storm Surge. This is a raft where you can go with family members, and it actually kind of tilts up a little bit over the edge with this translucent section. And this yellow one over here is the pressure drop that actually drops down. I don't know if I'll be doing that one, but we'll see. And if you want to spend some more time, there's even chairs. Set up camp while you're here. From here though, you can really get the scope of just how many slides and how big this space is. Let's head on up and check these two. We're going to head up now and check out the Flow Rider here on board Icon of the Seas. There is only one Flow Rider on board this ship. It's going to wrap around the loading tower, and I'll take you to an adult only space here towards the back of the ship on deck 16. And here we have the hideaway. The hideaway is for guests 18 and over. With there not being a true solarium space on board, this is kind of the alternative to that on board Icon of the Seas. You have a couple of really nice shaded hot tubs. Again, tons and tons of seating, including this whole section all the way aft that has the tiered seating. I'm going to take you back down one deck to 15 and show you the hideaway pool. You can see from the hideaway pool, you can see all the way down to Surfside. There are some fantastic art installations. This is one of them. There's a few of these around the ship. And one thing Royal has done exceptionally well on the ship, and I think they've pretty much done that on most of their ships, is the flow from area to area. There's really no dead ends. So you really go from one space into the next. And here we are at the Hideaway Bar. So this is the bar exclusively for the adult section of the Hideaway. It's also nice, there's quite a bit of shaded area. We're on our way to Mexico right now, and it is stifling out here. But you have really nice aft views from this bar area. Great place for sail away. Okay, we are back up here on deck 16 aft, and I'll wrap you around the other side, show you some of the other experiences there are. So over here to the left is the Lost Dunes Mini Golf. Royal always does a great job with the theming of their mini golf courses on their ships, and this is definitely no exception. Some pretty difficult shots as well, like this ramp shot. There's always a story with the theming. Here we have some wrecks: airplane wreck, submarine, shipwreck. So this is the Lost Dunes Mini Golf. Okay, from the Lost Dunes Mini Golf, we're going to head into this bar space. This is the base camp. You can see there's a full service bar right here. Really nice shade, and there's a breeze whipping through here at the back of the ship on deck 16. And like all the areas, really great theming in here. And they do have screens set up all over the place for sports watching. And this is another casual eatery of included options here at base camp. Everything from pretzels, tater tots, hot dogs, chicken fingers, and burgers. So make sure you come up here and enjoy some of the offerings. Those burgers look really good, actually. Tucked over from the side of the Thrill Island, there is the deserted milkshake bar. If you want some over-the-top milkshake offerings. And here's a look at the menu. The Stranded Girl, the Chocolate Castaway, Oreo Oasis, Strawberry Shipwreck, and Minty Mariner. Comes with a pretty good price tag on top of it. So that is the Deserted Milkshake Bar here on deck 16 aft. We're going to cut through base camp and I'll show you some of the other stuff on the other side. Here we have the rock climbing wall, and different than a lot of the other ships, it is over to the side. This is actually similar to how it's done on the Quantum class ships. So here we have an entirely new activity for Icon of the Seas, which is the Crown's Edge, which is sort of like an obstacle course, but the main part of the activity is that you actually go through the Royal Caribbean Crown and Anchor logo and hang off the edge, as the name infers. So once you make your way up to the edge of the platform, you'll see the floor is going to drop and you're going to be suspended over the edge. So you swing over the edge and back around again. And here's some of the rules for Crown's Edge. Now there is a fee for this, and that can really vary based on when and where you book. Online before your cruise tends to be a little bit less expensive. I think I've seen ranging from $35 to $45 per person. All right, we're going to continue to head forward on deck number 16. And up here, if you don't really need to be right next to the water offerings, there are lots of full sun seating. From here you get a really good idea of the different tiers of the decks on this ship. And then over here they do have casitas available for rent. Pricing will vary depending on port or sea day. And let's continue on our journey on deck 16, heading forward. And I pointed out earlier, but the slide is now open. So if you want to get from deck 16 down to deck 15, you can go quickly through here. And welcome to yet another lime and coconut bar here on deck 16 forward. You see this champagne glass support. This is actually one of the whirlpools, and this is another concept that they've borrowed from sister brand Celebrity Cruises. I'm just going to wrap you around the lime and coconut bar, and we'll check out some of the other features on the other side as we continue to head forward on deck 16. There's some more of those casitas. And you can see how the decks are cut in many spots to allow more sun to come through. And it just actually looks really cool. Over here we have a new concept and the first of a swim-up bar for Royal Caribbean ships. And this is Swim and Tonic here on Icon of the Seas. And here we are in the forward section of deck 16. And this will take us to the entrance of the Coastal Kitchen. And this is exclusively for guests staying in suites on board Icon of the Seas. Okay, we're here on deck 17 forward, and we're going to head through to the outside and check out Cloud 17. So this is yet another pool with an infinity edge. I do believe the original concept was this to be adults only, but they have since changed that, and it is now open to guests of all ages. And you guessed it, we have another lime and coconut. I do actually like the idea that they've kept that name throughout the ship. It's a little better than like Sky Bar and Pool Bar. All right, from Cloud 17 on deck 17, we're going to continue to head aft. And there's that hot tub that we showed you earlier from down below. And again, lots of room to maneuver in and around the deck chairs. Can't tell you how many times there's been ships where deck chairs were strewn about the walkways and hard to get through. This is much more organized here. And then as we head aft here, this is on the starboard side of the ship. We are coming up to one of the smoking areas on board the ship. There are very few of these, but this one is here, as I said, starboard side on deck 17 aft. And if you are coming out here to have a smoke, you can still enjoy some great views. So here we are aft on deck 17, and this is the entrance to the sports court. See, right now they're doing basketball, but they'll also have pickleball and other sports up here. Up here on deck 18 forward, we do have the entrance to the Grove, which is the Suite Sun Deck here on board Icon of the Seas. Thanks for watching this walking tour here on board Icon of the Seas. Don't forget to like this video, post your comments and questions, hit that notification bell, and subscribe for more Talking Cruise.